When I saw my NYSC posting letter, guys, I cried. I was posted to Enugu State.
You've done your own.
Let me just say that I'm such a crybaby, right? If anything is weird or anything is not going how I expect, I don't know, crying just makes everything feel better for me. So I had never been to the east before. I was living in the southwest. So getting my letter, I was like, okay. I think a part of me was just wishing that I would just stay in the southwest for some reason, but as God will have it, I was posted to the east. And when I asked people about it, because I had not been there before a year, so I asked people about it and they were like, oh, the place is actually good, don't worry, you'll be fine. I'm like, are you guys sure? They were like, it's fine, it's fine. I love traveling. I do love traveling, but for some reason the east just felt so far away, kinda, and I don't know. And then when my dad asked about it, and I was like, oh daddy, I was posted to Enugu State. My dad said, oh, that is where I schooled. I'm like, oh wow. Okay. And if my dad was able to stay here or stay there and school for like how many years, it can't have been that bad. So let's just go. Let's go explore new places. All in all, camp was a lot, guys. Camp will test you. Camp will really test you. And let me just say now that when I was going to camp, my phone was bad, like my browsing phone. So all I had with me was my small phone. This phone, let me even show you guys. This was the phone that I went to camp with. This was what I used throughout camp. Imagine that. Imagine that I'm in a place where people are flaunting their iPhones, people are taking pictures here and there, people are trying to document and all that, and all I had was this. Yeah. Yeah. So it is usually a 3 weeks camp, and in those 3 weeks I had no phone, so I was unable to document like a whole lot of things. And in case you're not a Nigerian and you're watching, NYSC literally it means National Youth Service Corps. It is like a program in the country because like Nigeria is like a very diverse place. You have different languages, different people, over 200 different languages and people, yeah. So when you finish your university education, you go and serve your country for a year. Usually they post you to a side of the country that you've never been before. Like they will check where you're from, check where you schooled and all that stuff, the places you've been before, so that they know where to post you, so that you get to go and experience life outside of what you're used to. And one of the major reasons was like to promote unity. And ordinarily it is a beautiful program. I mean, the intent was beautiful, but the state of Nigeria at the moment, insecurity, how that even when you go and serve, when you come back, you still have to start from the very beginning. Yeah, NYS is no longer the way that it was intended to be. So most people would rather not even serve at all, or maybe serve in a place that they want, not a place where they are posted, so that they get like an early start on their lives, on their career and all that stuff. Yes.
We're on our way to church, and we are with cylinder. Because our class is finished, and we will chop Sunday rice. Sunday.
Definitely Sunday rice. Oh my god. This is so dramatic. As God will have it, I still ended up in a very good PPA.
Translate into joy, happiness, and God's grace upon you and your core members in Jesus' name. Amen.
I was a lecturer. So I was like a graduate assistant. I was a graduate assistant. I was given a number of courses to handle to teach the students, and it was a really nice experience for me. It was nice because before then I hated public speaking, God, and I and I did not like teaching. I mean, when I teach, people say that they understood and all that stuff. Because when I want to teach, I try to break it down. Yeah, I really prepare. Then I make it relatable so that they would be able to not forget. Because even before NYSC, I was teaching in a secondary school, but I did not like teaching. So it's like people saying, "Oh, you can do this thing. You're not bad at it, but it's not like you exactly enjoy it." That kind of thing. So it felt like life was always throwing teaching at me. Even though I was always trying to dodge. Yeah, if I had a teaching opportunity tomorrow, would I take it? Like a university? I think I would. Because it would be a waste of strength, or it would be a waste of capability to not do what you can do. My PPA gave us accommodation. I didn't have to rent outside. I met very amazing people during my service here, guys.
Hi!
Yeah.
Yeah. For that here to come out like 8 o'clock, and here I am, unprepared. Right. It's my OBS. Oh my god, I'm looking for this one.
I met very amazing people. I lived with amazing people because it was a corpus lodge, right? Also, many other corps members were staying there, and it was really nice, right? I met like the best souls ever. Right, so it was really nice. All in all, it was a really beautiful experience. But of course, I learned some lessons that I'm gonna be sharing. First off, picture that I did not have a phone, yeah, and I was able to join the media unit. Right, we literally had to. I literally had to borrow people's phones, or we literally had to borrow our colleague's phone on the team sometimes to make those shadow calls. But we made it work. There is no limitation to what you can do except the limitation that exists in your head. And if you actually want to do something, most of the time, you will find a way to do it, regardless of what you don't have at the moment. I don't know if that makes sense. In camp, I participated in debate competition, yeah, together with somebody else who prepared. It was a topic on AI. I needed a phone to prepare, to like make research and all that stuff. Guess what? I had none. I had to just borrow from my friend one time and just use that to prepare for the competition. And guess what? We won. Like, we actually won the competition. So imagine that I had said, I don't have a phone. How will I ever prepare for this competition? Right? Because it wasn't me who put myself out there, yeah? It was like, now on the team, they just kind of got to know, oh, I finished with the first class and all, and they were like, okay, you're going to represent us. And I'm like, how am I even supposed to represent you guys? But they gave it to me. I accepted, and it went well, guys. It went well. So what I have seen also with the OBS thing, camp stress was mad, right? I didn't know that I was going to be able to even juggle OBS with preparing for competitions, with the other normal camp activities. But it was good. Like, it went well, right? So I just learned that sometimes if you don't push yourself, you don't really know how capable you can be or how capable you are. And if you don't put yourself out there, sometimes you just cheat yourself. Yeah, don't limit yourself. Just do as many things as you want to do. Even when you don't have the resources yet, if you can start from somewhere, just start. The universe actually has a way of making things align for you when you say, this is what I want, this is what I'm going after. And I have a number of things to say regarding that. But in my own case, I would say that God has a way of making things work for me when I say, this is what I want, this is something I really want, that kind of thing. So yeah, don't limit yourself, push yourself out there. You can literally do a lot more than you ever thought possible. Another thing, relationship in camp is a scam. I don't know how to say this or how else to say this, but nobody is single in camp, guys. Nobody. I know you've heard this a million times, but it's true. Do not go to camp to go and fall in love, because camp will test your relationships. Yeah, the relationships you have outside of camp will be tested. Aside the fact that the stress in camp is a whole lot, to even keep up with like maybe your people outside of camp is very, very demanding. That's when you know that relationship is actually work, right? That is what. And in camp, it's a place with so many other people that you're staying together for 3 good weeks. So you're going to find other people that are maybe attractive, right? And in your mind, you start to feel, oh, okay, maybe I found somebody else. But no, no. The only thing that is getting to you is the camp stress. And maybe the person has been helping to ease your camp stress, kind of, and you now start to think that that's a permanent thing. No, I'm not saying that something permanent cannot start from there. But number one, if you're already in a relationship outside of camp, just respect yourself and respect your relationship, and so that nobody will stay your white and nobody will cause you to have issues with your babe outside of camp. And somebody that you guys are separating in 3 weeks will not cause you to have issues with your babe outside of camp that has been with you for 3 years. Most of those guys that ask you out in camp most likely have babes outside of camp. They're just trying to make the most of camp, because camp, you will hear a lot of things. You hear that some people are doing stuff, or some people are doing this and that. Don't, because of whatever is happening, ruin your relationship outside of camp. Then another thing is, for the NYSC year itself, see, NYSC gives you an illusion. I don't know how well or how else to explain this, but it gives you this illusion of job security, especially if you served in a good place. I don't know if that makes sense. You know, many people serve or do their service in like secondary school, where they know that, okay, I'm definitely not staying here after service. So they already know that they have to start working on plan B as soon as possible and all that. But if you served in a good PPA, you might start to feel that you already have a job when you actually do not have a job. Plus the fact that even if you're serving in a secondary school, they are the federal government is paying you something, maybe the school is also paying you something, so it might give you the illusion of, I have something coming in for the next how many months, and gives you this false sense of security, and then make you relax. But guys, do not fall for that trap. Yeah, immediately in the beginning of your service year, start thinking about life after service. See, service year flies. See, today you're starting, you're thinking, okay, I still have some time, next month I'll start something. Before you know it, time is gone and there's no time again. And once you have gone through the year of actually working and doing all that stuff, if you finish and you don't have something, that face will test you. Please and please, as you're starting your service here, start to calculate for life after service. Start looking for ways to add value to yourself, such that after service you have something tangible. And what else? I think the last thing I kind of noticed is, oh yeah, this one, people are very, very important. See, you can't do life alone. When you get to camp, you start to realize that the only reason I was able to get through camp at all was because people were willing to help me. Starting with like my stuff, because I brought all my stuff. I didn't, after 3 weeks camp, they give you like a week or two to go home and, you know, pack your stuff and all that. But I brought all my stuff because it was a long journey down there. I wasn't ready to start traveling back after 3 weeks to go and pack stuff. So I just brought all my stuff. Getting there now, people helped me. Like, I was able to put my stuff with like their security people, and they were just so cool about it. During camp, I met amazing people that just made the whole camp stress feel a lot more bearable. Even in like water hunting, everything. And immediately outside of camp, oh god, I met amazing people that helped me to survive that period of time, because after camp they pay you, but they might not pay you again till like a long while. And in relocating, you know, moving from one place to another, doing a whole lot of things, it will take a lot of cash from you. So survival during that period was on God, and God really used people for me. So it made me realize, like, you can't do life alone. So appreciate the good people you have around you. That's one. If you look around and you don't exactly have people around you, start working on your relationships. That's two. Then also be the kind of person that helps people. That was one thing I really learned during my service here. I learned how to be, just by watching other people and how that they would go out of their way to help me, and how that they would do this and do that. I learned to also be able to do that for people, right? To help people a lot more, in if it's in my capacity to be nice. Yeah, to be nice for no reason. Maybe I should just put it that way.
Go and check it. Tell your neighbor, check it.
Yeah, and then what else? Yeah, the last one I was going to say, during camp, you just, or even outside of camp, when you stay in other regions, you just start to realize that stereotypes actually exist. And I know that one major aim, so to say, of NYSC was to promote unity. But you just start to see that there are always some things attributed to different tribes, and I don't know if that will completely be erased, but I would just say that as much as it is in your power, do all you can to paint your tribe in good light wherever you find yourself. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not saying that, of course, we are one people and all, but there are already stereotypes. For instance, you can say, oh, Yorubas have a tendency to always do this, and that thing might be positive or negative. Or Igbo people have a tendency to always do this, which again might be positive or negative. So you have to be aware of the fact that wherever it is that you find yourself, people already have certain views about different tribes, which might have been promoted through maybe their encounters with them in the past, right? So take it upon yourself to promote your tribe in good light. And you also should be open to seeing whatever tribe in other lights, different from what you've always heard about them. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, be open-minded, right? Don't judge people by what you've heard before. Don't approach people with like maybe the negative stereotypes that you've heard about them, and just give people a chance to be themselves outside of like their tribes and all that. And as much as possible, do not be the person that reinforces the negativity that they already associate with your tribe. Yeah, those are the major things that I learned during my NYSC year, and I hope that, I mean, those lessons stay with you as well. And yeah, so I'll see you in my next video. Bye.